week where headlines aren't just recited, they are connected, questioned, and explained. This week, exams meet expectations, planes meet scrutiny, diplomacy meets global power, and a 141-year-old law may finally retire. Let's begin. On June 15th, the results of NEET UG 2025 were declared. Over 22 lakh students across 552 cities waited for this day, some for years. From Delhi to Dubai, Kolkata to Kuwait, the competition was global, and the result available on nta.neet.nic.in. But behind each scoreboard is a story of dreams, pressure, and a healthcare system still in need of more doctors than the system can absorb. Following the tragic crash of Air India flight AI-171 in Ahmedabad, the government has announced a high-level committee led by the Union Home Secretary to investigate what went wrong. This is not a routine inquiry, it's a multidisciplinary panel separate from the DGCA's probe that will evaluate technical gaps, safety norms, and systemic issues. Meanwhile, the DGCA has ordered checks on all 34 Boeing 787 Dreamliners flying in India. 8 have already undergone urgent inspections because in aviation, unlike politics, one mistake is one too many. And speaking of global movement, India's leadership was airborne in a different way this week, not under scrutiny, but under spotlight. On June 16, Prime Minister Narendra Modi began a three-nation tour to Cyprus, Croatia, and Canada, culminating the G7 summit. This is his first visit to Canada in a decade, and it's happening in rising diplomatic tensions, Khalistan concerns, and global focus on energy, AI, and security. At the G7, India isn't just attending, it's asserting. The message is clear. India wants to be at the table where global rules are written, not just where they are read. But as India positions itself globally, it faces challenges at home, one of them being the state of employment. According to the Periodic Labour Force Survey, PLFS, India's unemployment rate rose to 5.6% in May. But here's the more worrying details. Female unemployment saw a sharper spike than male. In a country constantly pushing for Nari Shakti, the data reveals a more complex truth. Participation is still fragile and recovery is uneven. From employment issues to laws that may finally see a modern rewrite, one colonial relic may soon be history. Yes, you heard that right. The Explosive Act of 1884, a law order than India's first car, may finally be replaced. The DPIIT has proposed a modern explosive law and is seeking public feedback until July 17. Because 21st century India shouldn't be running on 19th century regulations. And finally, from the force of explosives to the force of breath, on June 21st, the world marked the 11th International Day of Yoga. The theme, Yoga for One Earth, One Health, wasn't just poetic, it was deeply relevant. Over 1 lakh mass demonstrations were held across India under the banner of Yoga Sangam. 10 signature events reached communities of every kind, proving once again that yoga is no longer a ritual, it's a global movement of health, harmony, and shared humanity. This was a week of deep contrasts, academic milestones, and aviation failures, diplomatic power plays, and a data that raises alarm, ancient laws under review, and ancient wisdom in practice. In every story, a question. In every question, a signal of where we're headed. I'm Anika, and this was Bharat This Week. Until next time, stay aware, stay discerning. Jai Hind.